when you are planning a nonprofit or you're doing what you need to do. So, for those who are here, I am Shannon with For Humanities. I am the co-founder of a wonderful T-shirt brand that helps you create and design socially conscious T-shirts that spark social change. We also support those of you guys who have been looking and thinking about starting your own T-shirt business, and that's what we do as well. And we also help you with creating graphics. If you want to create graphics or you want to do digital products or any of those things, we help you do that as well. So we take all of the skills of what we do and we turn them all into monetization type of thingies. Okay, all of that I just did. So basically, if you have been thinking about starting your t-shirt business, or either you have a child that you want to get them to start a t-shirt business, this is the place to come, because we're just straight down to earth. We tell you what it is you need to do. I'm not going to give you a whole bunch of fluff and tell you like, oh wow, you're going to be doing this. No, you got to put in the work. In order for something to happen, you got to have the same business skills that you would do in any other business. You got to have a plan. You got to have some things and some structure laid down so that you know what to do. So part of Fundraise Friday is also talking to you guys about sustaining your nonprofit, because we talked about nonprofits earlier this morning. We had the Fashion Umbrella Foundation. We had 3Cs. We had Caregiver Speaks. We had Transforming Design and Survive and Thrive. And then we had a friend that came in earlier today that was new to us, and he had a business, a nonprofit that is called Sports for the Blind. And Sports for the Blind is basically just what it is. It's sports for the blind. It's giving sports activities for those who are blind and giving them an opportunity to play some sports. So if you would love to give and support this organization, then please do. The founder name is Troy. So we met Troy earlier today. So let's see what it is. We're going to go back to Sports for the Blind. So .org. So that's where you can go. You can go check it out, Sports for the Blind. And that's a number 4, like for humanity. So I think it was meant for us to connect, to get together. So Sports for the Blind is what they do. And they have beat ball, baseball, beat kickball. They got beat baseball for the youth. They got archery. They got bowling, disc golf, soccer, 5-by-side, or they have cross country skiing. They have hiking and walking, goal ball, river rafting, shooting, snowshoe, tandem biking. They have a bunch of stuff. They have Spokane Health and Fitness Expo, and they would definitely love to have you guys be a part of it. So go check out Sports for the Blind, Sports number 4, the Blind, and go check him out too. So we had met Troy earlier, and we were kind of
reasonable doubt about some decision being in conflict.
Going and giving Troy some ideas. His website seems to like talk though, so we kind of gave some ideas on that. But I totally understand, because again, it's Sports for the Blind. You got to have something that for the blind, for non-sighted and impaired sighting, so that they can hear it and be able to understand what's going on. So I totally understand why that is. So keep those things in mind when you're doing that. So for those of you guys who are here, we thank you so much for joining us on this Fundraise Friday After Dark. So if you are here, you want to share us out, please do. You can join the apps and get yourself the same platform that we're doing business on, and then follow us here so that you know when we go live, and you will be able to be a part of what we're doing. And you can support the platform by giving $1 or $2 or $5 or $20, whichever one you like, because we are always in fundraise mode so that we can continue to do the work that we do for the community. So with that, let's jump right on into tonight's broadcast with Fundraise Friday After Dark. Y'all ready? Here we go. So for those of you guys who know that this is what we do, at the time we're here, we're going to give ourselves a commercial break and give you some time to get ready for what we're about to do. Thank you guys for coming back. This is Shannon. So y'all know I'm over here playing with this, right? So we're gonna get it down pat for a second and figure out how to make it the haps work for us. So now, for those of you guys who are here, we're talking about things that you can do to help sustain your nonprofit organization. Some of you who are running nonprofits or just your business in general, it doesn't matter. Nonprofits are businesses too. You have to run them just the same, pretty much. You just, dealing with the fact of what you can write off for taxes or not. So when you think about a nonprofit, you have to keep in mind that, it's for the people, by the people, and you have to make sure that you're serving the people unless you're very specific on who it is that you're serving. But you always want to figure out ways on that you can do to keep your organization sustainable. When you're looking and to apply for different grants, they are going to ask you about a sustainability plan. You want to be able to show that you have other revenues coming in other than the money that you're going to be asking them for to be able to fund your organization. They're wanting to know, who are you collaborating with? They want to know what other types of revenue you have coming in. They want to know, what are you doing to grow your plan, your company base? How are you planning to connect with outside organizations? Because most people know that in order for you to sustain, you have to be connected with other organizations. You have to be collaborating. You have to be connecting with other folks. Now, the nonprofit organizations that we spoke on earlier this morning, again, we have three seeds. We have Survive and Thrive. We have the Fashion Umbrella Foundation. We had Transforming Design and Caregiver Speaks and Survive and Thrive. And again, we had Sports for the Blind. So we talked about Sports for the Blind too. So we're going to put them over in there. And there are new folks that we just wanted to talk about. But when you do that, you have to find people who are looking to and want to be a part of what you're doing. Now, these are folks who are already interested in something such as sports or something such as fashion, or those who are dealing with just community empowerment, or those who are looking to help and work with the youth, or those who are looking to work with the homeless or cancer survivors. Now, if you know people who that's already in their, their mindset, they're already ready to be a part of something like that. It's something near and dear to their heart. So they're already ready. They already have the passion. They just need to know the place and where to go. This is where you come in. You're going to come in by providing them with the information to let them know how they can serve and help what it is that you're doing, so that you're helping the others. How and what can they do to be able to serve in your organization? What can they give? What are some of the things that you need, such as if it's monetized, if you need some monetary value, if you need revenue, which most of all nonprofits need. But if you need skill set, you want to be able to have that at your hands as well. If you need someone who's good at graphics, if you need someone who's good at marketing, those in-kind services are very valuable to your organization that will help offset any kind of cost that you might be having a line item, a budgetary item for. Now, if you can get these things by way of, bartering, or not necessarily even bartering because you're a nonprofit, but if you can get these things by being like you're offering, you say, hey, this is what I need. You give people the opportunity to be able to help. And those are in-kind goods. Those are things that still count, and nonprofits, just the same as business, you that has a value. And those are values that the person, whoever is giving them and offering them, can be wrote off. Now, of course, I am not an accountant and doesn't play one here on the HAPS or on these social media highways. But what I will tell you is something you do want to keep in mind. Skills that you are doing, or you're giving people something and you're not charging, you still need to write down what it is that you gave. You need to identify how much the value of that service is, and you have it. So it's not just you doing things. You got to have something wrote out. Even if you have it wrote out and you give it to them to sign, to say, this, what I gave was valued at this amount. So there's different ways around that. But if you're thinking of ways to sustain your organization, it's definitely going to start with relationships. You need to build relationships with people that are already ready to be there and support you. You want to build relationships with people who don't know who you are. If they don't know who you are, you're going to have to let them know who you are, right? Yes, they need to know. They need to know who you are. So you have to definitely have a presence. Now, again, I know there's some of you who have businesses and some of you may not necessarily go live on your Facebook page, or maybe you don't even have one. Maybe you thinking you want to get one, or maybe you're just trying to figure it out. The one thing that I will tell you is that you do need to have a presence. You need to let yourself be known so that people will know who you are. You have to build that know, like, and trust factor. If you can't build that know, like, and trust factor, then nobody knows you and don't want to give you any money. So you have to do that. These are things that are very important. Hey, Debbie, I miss you. Debbie, I didn't see no message. Did you send me a message? Or you send Sharon a message? Okay, anyway, that's Debbie, you guys. Debbie, Debbie, Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Debbie been busy. So, hi, Debbie. How's it going? So, we're talking tonight about sustaining your nonprofit organization, Fundraise Friday. And, it's the end of the week. I'm so excited because I don't have to necessarily be doing work stuff, even though I'll do that later. I got some projects I need to do and I need to get them done. So, that is my priority for now. So, after I go live, I'll be on this computer over there working on this a couple of things for people that I can get knocked out before the end. And then tomorrow I need to order some shirts. So I'll be doing a lot of stuff. But I appreciate all of you guys who are here. Thank you guys. Okay, I'll call you. Call me if you need someone to talk to. Call me. Satisfaction guarantee. Call me. I like that song. I'm just saying. So we're doing the sustainability plan, and we want you to be sustainable with your nonprofits. For those of you guys who have nonprofits, even for those of you guys who just got businesses, what are you doing to bring in extra revenue? How about taking what it is that you know with your business and teaching it to someone? How about writing it down and turning it into an ebook? I was looking at Dr. Boyce's show, and he had a young man on there that had some rough times and had, been to prison and talked about the whole prison system and, all of that and how it's modern day slavery, which it is. So read your 13th Amendment. And it talks about, he was talking about how he was learning things and how he was turning his skill sets of what it is that he did. And then he turned that into like an ebook and made like a whole bunch of money. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of people who want to know what you know, even if they're not necessarily going to use it as a business, but they still just want to know because, again, it's a skill set. Some people are collectors of skills. They like to just go and learn all kinds of stuff. Now, they may not necessarily use it, but they just like to learn. So, I mean, nothing wrong with learning something. I just kind of believe that if you're going to learn something, you got to use it. That it must be a rule or something that, if you learn it, you got to use it. What you think? I think so. But some people like to learn and, stockpile on stuff. I just don't want to stockpile on anything. I got stuff around here. I don't even want to stockpile. But anyway, let me take a commercial break. Y'all want to see my mask? This mask was made by Afro Sewing. He is on Instagram and he made this for me. And I saw this material in his stockpile of stuff. And then I saw it and I was like, ooh, I want that. Make that for me. So he made it. And I have two of them. He made two and they both are the reverse of each other. And this is really good quality stuff. It's nothing to play with. These are cool. And this is the opposite side of that one. It's the back side of it. And again, he has these cool little ear thingies on it that's adjustable. And, you can see that. So it's really cool. And this one here is nice. It kind of matches with what I got on. Sort of, kind of. So, but it's really nice. The nose thingy is way up here, keeping all of your stuff inside your own business. And that's it. So these are cool. Thank you, Afro Sewing. He gave me this one too. This one here has an African lady on it, and it's really pretty. And it has these nice colors, and you can see it along the side right here. And you can still talk because the mask is not sitting like directly on your lips. It gives you, yeah, it's a little interesting, but it gives you space to be able to talk in. So that's what we got. That's our commercial break. So back to what we were talking about, sustaining your nonprofit. So when you look at ways to sustain, you definitely want to build relationships with people because you want to be able to have them participate and be on like a monthly reoccurring payment so that they're giving $20, $50, $100, and they're giving this either a month or every 2 months, whatever it is, because when you build these relationships, you are able to give people like fiscal reports, like this is what we've done this month, this is what we've done this quarter. Normally in nonprofits, you do an annual report. It's at the end of the year, and you show all of the things that you've done, everything that you've done, how you've done it, what accomplishments you had, who did you serve, who's live. And then you want to throw in some RBA, some results based accountability. You want to be able to say that you serve these people, this is what lives you've changed, and this is what makes it so that your program is and should continue to be funded or continue to be here. And that is why, in what you want to tell to your donors, you want to let them know that the work and the money that they're giving you is, this is what it's doing, and giving your nonprofit, so we know what we're talking about. The money that they're giving to the nonprofit is turning out this results. There's evidence-based platforms of what you're doing. You're showing like this is what it is that people did, and this is what they're doing now that they've been in your program. So it's really good to do a pre and a post, which is definitely some evidence-based type of stuff. So if you're dealing with that kind of stuff, that would be actually a good thing to do. So let me just explain this to you again. If you have a business, let's say you're coaching, let's say you're teaching people something, it makes really good sense to have like a pre something, like a pre-test, pre-quiz, pre-questionnaire. Then after you've done the class, then you have like a post questionnaire, because the pre and the post will give people an opportunity to know what it is that they've learned from you, how in much of an advantage they are now, and then what did they do with it? What did they do with the skills that you've taught them? Have they started a business? Have they went and created something? What have they done? So this is where that comes in, and you find out and you do a follow up, and you go and do like a testimonial and say, hey, after a month or two, this person did this particular thing with the knowledge that they learned. So if that makes sense, I hope so. It does make a whole lot of sense. So again, we're talking about sustainability and how to continue to keep your program sustainable. Offer different types of things, or ask your donors if they want to sponsor the event by them giving and being on like a $500 giving, that they get to be named in something, some event or some room. If you got a building, some room or a wall is named after them, and they've given they've given, and part of what they're doing is dedicated to them. Those are some wonderful ways and ideas that you can sustain your programs with your donors, by giving them an opportunity to, either talk or speak or be somewhere in regards to your organization, so that they can be a part of it, and not just financially, but they can be a part of it on the face of it, and so that people can see how and what they're doing. And then it satisfies things for them as well. It gives them some support. So that's some things that you can do. So we're not going to be on here long. It's 8:08. That's pretty good. And I appreciate all of you guys for coming. Now keep in mind, tomorrow is Shout Out Saturday. So that's what it is. Shout Out Saturday. And that's tomorrow. And for Shout Out Saturday, we get to talk about your brand and we will share your brand with folks, and you will get 5 minutes for $5. Okay, so that's what it is. If you would like to have 5 minutes of time to share about your business, all you got to do is pay $5. It's a sponsorship. You can go to the Cash App, and that's $ for humanities, and that's where you can go to do that. So $ for humanities, and that is our Cash App right there. And that's where you can go and find out more about what we do and how we will be able to shout you out tomorrow for $5. So if no other folks, we got Debbie who's here, and I'm gonna call Debbie. And thank all of you guys who are watching on YouTube. What's so crazy is yesterday my grandbabies, they happened to go to my channel on YouTube and was like, look, look who this is. They were like so excited. I was like, yeah, crazies. So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you guys. This has been a very long week and a very, very trying, but it's been good. I appreciate all of you guys coming. So you guys will be able to see me tomorrow at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. So Austin, if you out there, Pacific Standard Time, Austin. So I thank you guys all for coming. You guys have a wonderful evening, and